This meditation is a guide for the avoidance of procrastination. This is your invitation to take some time to focus on personal growth. Find a comfortable place to relax, somewhere you will not be disturbed, somewhere you can fully concentrate. Take a deep breath in through your nose and let it out on a long sigh. That's it. It is time to relax and fully let go. If you have become stuck with the same repetitive thoughts going round and round in your head, listen to the words I speak and absorb the Stoic messages I am sending you today. Every time you tell yourself, "I'm tired today," you lay down another brick in the wall of procrastination, the one that is blocking your path. Excuses are never loud, they're never noisy, but they whisper with a voice that sounds wise. It's okay, they say. You need to rest. You've tried hard enough and you deserve a break. But beneath that sweet shell lies a self-destructive mechanism that slows you down, that makes you forget why you even began. This doesn't mean you have to hate yourself for having made excuses. But if you allow them to take over, you forget your duty to yourself. For this is the price you'll pay. And regret is a slow poison that destroys you, little by little, as you watch others move forward. We are seeking to avoid procrastination in the attainment of our higher self. That identity we hold deep in our inner citadel. That person that is the truest, most virtuous version of ourselves. According to the highly acclaimed Victorian novelist George Eliot, it is never too late to be what you might have been. At the moment you most need to act, that is when the excuses will show up. Just when you're about to say what needs to be said, they will cast a fog of hesitation over your tongue. They impersonate logic, but their ultimate aim is always to delay you. If you want true growth, you must learn to fight back with action. The moment an excuse appears, your first reflex should be, do the very thing you were about to postpone. For example, if you want to work out, but don't have the energy, stand up and move for 3 minutes, regardless of how you feel. For that repetition, that action, will override your emotion. The message here is, just do it anyway. Begin, no matter how small the steps. Just begin. If your mind is telling you you're not ready to write that email yet, if it claims there's just no time today, you've got other things to do, write 5 sentences anyway. Begin even if your mind is telling you not to. You don't need to argue with your reasons. You need to shut them down with action. You are reprogramming your mind with action. And every action, no matter how small, reprograms your brain to keep moving, no matter what. And every time you do this, you are honoring your higher self. Action generates energy. It pulls you out of the swamp of overthinking. It is the first sign you've stopped obeying the voice of procrastination. Action is not just physical movement. It's recognizing and reordering your mental hierarchy. In order to master our emotional responses, we act first. We move first. And we become surprised to find the reasons behind the procrastination almost instantly go silent. When we build a habit of acting regardless of how we feel, we are recalibrating the power structure within. There is to be no negotiation here, no compromise, and no delay. When your mind says, "You've already done enough," do one more thing. When it tells you no one's watching, understand that your entire future is watching you, because it is. The danger of procrastination is its repetition. It doesn't show up once, then disappear. It returns every single day, in every situation, with every goal you set. And if you give in today, tomorrow, it will come back earlier and stronger. The more you procrastinate, the more your nervous system memorizes the pattern you have created. It begins to understand when things get tough, you delay. When pressure rises, you retreat. When discomfort shows up, you escape. And when you procrastinate, you are just reacting. It is an emotional reaction to the challenge you're facing. As Stoics, we understand to recognize reactions and master our emotions so that we act anyway. We still recognize the emotion, but we act anyway. In Sense and Sensibility, Jane Austen wrote, "Sometimes times one is guided by what they say of themselves, and very frequently by what other people say of them, without giving oneself time to deliberate and judge. If we repeat negative thoughts, if we repeat the idea that we are not capable, we are too tired, it is just not the right day to begin, we are repeating procrastination and denying our future self, our higher self, the ability to move forward. Excuses will always be there, but we can choose not to listen. We can choose to live like someone who doesn't need a reason to take action, because reasons don't create results. We are seeking to honor our higher self. If we procrastinate, we can smile and say, "Thank you, but I don't need that reason anymore. I choose to master my emotions." When procrastination says, "I just don't have the time right now," we replace it with, "I'll give it 10 minutes and I'll start now." If procrastination says, "But I don't know where to begin," our higher self will replace that with, "I'll start with the easiest part." Through small actions repeated often, we can bury procrastination. When we begin our day with procrastination, we are training our brain in a dangerous lesson that we can delay anything as long as we're tired enough or have enough excuses. And once we accept this in the morning, we will keep accepting it at midday, in the afternoon, and again at night. If we begin our day by postponing, we are setting a pattern for the entire day. We are seeking inner strength here, and this does not come from an explosion of willpower, but from consistent behavior, from small repetition. The trick here is to act before we have the time to talk ourselves out of it, before our emotions have the time to overpower us. We must remember here, our subconscious mind is working continually and listening to the messages we send it. It is registering our behavior and our thoughts. If we repeatedly procrastinate, it registers that as our default system. If we repeatedly act before procrastination, it understands, here is a challenge, a question. What do we do when we are faced with a challenge or a question? We register our emotion and move forwards regardless. And by committing to this pattern of behavior, we are honoring our higher self. I hope this meditation helped, and I wish you well on your journey to the best version of you.